Hello, I'm here to claim that one of the most powerful forces created by us as human beings is the spotlight. Now, I want you to imagine that you are in the spotlight. What do you feel? When we're under the spotlight, we run off at the mouth, believe any mistake we make is amplified. We forget what we need to say, and we feel inferior to the audience sometimes. Now, whether that is to do with the predator stare, that, tingling fear up the back of your spine that incites that fight or flight response, or whether it's the observer effect, the mere observation of a phenomenon inevitably changes that phenomenon, isn't really important. Whether you feel that you are under the eye of Sauron, or you are able to harness all of the energies of the universe underneath your message so that it can scale to the lives of everyone who hears it, comes down to one thing: whether you walk the talk. Embodiment, in other words. Why is it that some people can walk onto a stage or screen and instantly, seemingly effortlessly, command attention? They walk the talk. Embodiment of your knowledge is the key to being able to harness the force of the spotlight. I'm Melanie Gow, and this is my Tinder profile photograph. I took one of those courses, How to Look 10 Years Younger, online, and apparently nobody can resist a smile. I don't actually have a Tinder profile. In some worlds, I'm known as a story strategist and presentation coach, but in my world, I believe I make legends. What is that strange magnetism that makes some people so compelling? And is it something we can learn? Obviously, I think it is. I don't even think it is. I know it is, because I've proved it. You can harness the unstoppable force of the spotlight to your message. But the number one mistake that people make is that they think they can just let their book pour out, that they've done the work and they'll just repeat that. The problem with that is that it's 35,000 plus words you have to reduce down to 1,200, at least to get it to a global stage worthy level. It is a skill. It is a skill. It is learnable. And the number one truth, in fact, is that all speaking is public, whether it is to 1,000 or to one person. And the number one secret, I'm letting you have them all today, is it starts with you. You have to walk the talk. One of the concepts that I work with is story, and your story is one of your most powerful assets. And no doubt your story is in your book. It is what you do today. It's why you are an expert in your field. But it's your story that is going to help you to harness the power of the spotlight. See, we as a culture are underpinned by the individualist narrative, the hero's journey. Most of you have heard of that. That singular hero who battles monsters and returns home with treasures, that kind of an idea. It's the monomyth. It's the hero's journey. I hustled my way into the adult world, in what I call the real world of movies. And it was during the Weinstein era. So, tough crowd. So as a result, I do know the hero's journey like the back of my hand. But as a woman, I also know that when Gandalf comes knocking on your door, sometimes you have to say, can you come back at 4 o'clock after I've got to pick up the kids from school? Or you're picking up the pieces from some other person who answered the call. And it isn't as easy as all that. And that's why I know that the hero's journey is not enough. The hero's journey is actually the journey of the child archetype, the journey from child to man. And to speak in the spotlight, you need more than that, because that is the story of Luke Skywalker, and we need to be Obi-Wan, the leader. And you have to step out of the endless cycles of the hero and step into leadership and awaken what I call the legend within. Because that's when the legend's journey begins. The legend's journey is one of leadership. It is telling a story of possibility, of transformation. You help people understand it doesn't have to be this way. That's why you wrote your book. And how do I know this? Well, here's my story. This is me outside my front door with my two sons. That's Ben on the right, and he was 16 at the time, and that's Harry on the left, and he was 12. My father died, my marriage broke down, and I lost my second publishing deal, all within 6 months. And I needed to walk out of there with a bigger story to tell. So that's exactly what we did. Stepped out of our front door and went for a walk. It just so happened that it was over the Pyrenees and across Spain for 800 kilometers and took 33 days. And they were only 16 and 12 at the time. Within 3 weeks of coming back, I was invited to give a talk. It was in the Age Concern cafe at the back of my town hall, but that grew into a national inspirational speaking tour, a 178% crowdfunded book, and an invitation to the TEDx Red Circle. And how did that happen? Because I stepped beyond the hero and into leadership, and a leadership story. Now, the thing about a leadership story is it has a structure under it. Just as the hero's journey has a structure, so does the leadership story. And I call it the firework framework. This is my secret structure, and this is how you take your message and it gets lit, takes off and detonates and can take flight over an entire city. See, most people think that leading others is a step-by-step journey, but speaking into the spotlight is much more like creating a firework. First you have to light the fuse, and then to lift a firework high into the sky it needs propellant. And between these you can sprinkle your why and how, sparkle, dust and colours, and then, and only then, do you add the explosive charge. And this is how your message can take flight over an entire city. In fact, it could be seen from space. And it is a skill. It is learnable. And I, in the movies, learned that you have a structure, what needs to be there, and then you have story, and that's what makes it desirable. And so, you can harness the unstoppable force of the spotlight to your message, the message that you have spent goodness knows how long crafting and putting into a book. You can take that and step into the spotlight with it and awaken the legend within. Now, so I would like to invite you to join me, because I have a new program opening and the first 10 places are at a very special price. It starts on the 29th of September because we want to get this done in time for this emerging world. I think we've all seen that there is a change coming and we want to be a part of it. We want to be leading it. We want to be transforming the world. Our communities need leaders from within on which the shoulders of the future can stand on. So this is my invitation. Discover your boldest message. Harness the unstoppable power of the spotlight and influence people into action. In person, on stage, or online around the world. In 8 weeks. Awaken the legend within. There's obviously a website, and let's grab a virtual coffee. If you can Google calendly.com/Melanie Gow, let's have a chat and talk to me and come and learn how to turn the book that you've written or the book that you are writing into a walk of your talk, so that you can harness the power of Spotlight to your message and scale it to the lives of everyone who hears it. I really welcome you. And you see, my dog is like cheering you on. He's like, yes, yes. See, I told you so. I hope that you and I will connect, and let's bring this for you.